Welcome to LunarWave. Join our adventure club with a quick subscribe.
Welcome back to Port Cache, where fog wraps the trees like stories waiting to be told. This is LunarWave, Bedtime Mysteries for Curious Minds. In tonight's episode, Shelby and her friends leave the town limits in search of someone from the past, a person the books call Coyote Jack. But some answers come with more questions. Let's begin. The morning fog still clung to the hills as Shelby zipped up her windbreaker and wheeled her bike to the edge of the road. Alice had the folded map in her hoodie pocket. Trigger brought snacks, a flashlight, and what he called just-in-case gear, which turned out to be rope, a slingshot, and an extra sock. Trigger, testing his brakes.
So, we're just going to knock on the door of a guy named Coyote Jack? This isn't weird to anyone else?
Alice, checking the map with a compass app open on her phone.
He lives near Old Switchback Trail. The article said he moved there when he was young and never really left. No address, just past the radio tower.
Shelby, pedaling ahead.
We're not here to bother him, just ask questions. If he really was one of the last to see the night runners, then he might know why they vanished.
Trigger, half joking.
Or he'll chase us off with his own slingshot.
The road to the outskirts wasn't marked on any map. It wove through tall, wind-carved trees and past old wooden fences where moss grew thicker than paint. Birds called out from deep in the woods, some familiar, some not. The path eventually narrowed into gravel. From there, they walked their bikes, silence falling between them. Alice, voice hushed.
Do you think the creatures are still out here?
Shelby, after a pause.
I don't know, but I think they were real. Or maybe still are real, it's just we don't know how to see them anymore.
Trigger, softly.
What if Jack still does?
They reached the final bend in the trail where the trees opened just enough to reveal a sloped clearing and a strange, beautiful mess of a cabin. It was made from driftwood and stone, with fishing nets hanging off the porch and a birdhouse nailed to a tree like an afterthought. A weathered wooden sign leaned against a post. Private property. No fishing. No tourists. Except maybe if you're brave. Trigger, squinting.
That's kind of welcoming.
A dog barked, sharp and sudden. A wiry mutt trotted into view, all ears and paws, its tail wagging like a slow metronome. Shelby, holding still.
Hey, buddy, we're not here to hurt anything.
The screen door creaked open. A tall man stepped out, lean but strong, with gray hair pulled into a loose ponytail and sun-lined skin. He wore a thick canvas jacket, boots caked with mud, and had a slingshot hanging from his belt. Jack, voice low and even.
You don't look like lost hikers or fish inspectors.
Alice carefully.
We're from Port Cache. We read about you in the library.
Trigger, stepping forward just enough.
You're Coyote Jack, right?
Jack's mouth twitched. Not a smile. More like a memory. Jack, slowly.
Haven't heard that name in a long time.
Shelby, holding out the article they'd brought.
We think you might know something about the night runners, the fog, the horses.
For a long moment, Jack said nothing. The dog circled the kids once, then sat beside him. Finally, Jack stepped down onto the porch and waved them over. Jack, quiet.
Better to talk by the fire.
They sat around a small fire pit in a ring of smooth stones. It wasn't unlike the one they'd built 2 nights ago in the forest, except this time someone else carried the story. Jack, watching the flames.
They weren't just horses. They were something. Older. Quieter. Never made a sound when they didn't want to. Came when the mist got thick and the woods went still.
Trigger, eyes narrowed.
Why only kids?
Jack, glancing at him.
Because kids listen, not with their ears, with their stillness.
Alice, sitting cross-legged.
What were they for?
Jack, with a hint of sadness.
Don't know. But they never took you anywhere scary. Just far. Through the woods, over cliffs, places you couldn't find on your own.
Shelby, gently.
What happened? Why did they stop coming?
Jack, sighing.
Same reason all the quiet things disappear. Too much noise, too much fear. Maybe kids stopped looking. Maybe the creatures got tired of not being seen.
Jack stood and walked over to a tin box nailed to the side of a tree. He opened it and pulled out a leather cord strung with a small wooden carving. A horse no taller than a thumb. Its shape was rough but unmistakable. Jack, handing it to Shelby.
Found this near Fog Drop Bluff years ago. Thought I lost it, but it always turns back up. Maybe it's yours now.
Shelby turned the carving over in her hands. It was warm from his touch, but it felt older than that, like it held the shape of 1,000 rides. Jack, half smiling.
If they come back, you'll know. You'll hear them first.
The walk home was slower. They didn't say much. The sky had begun to dim and the wind carried the scent of pine and something else. Something wilder. And for just a second, somewhere near the edge of the trees, Blake thought he heard a distant rhythm. Not the wind, not birds, just the soft, steady sound of hooves on packed earth. Tonight, the kids of Port Cache found someone who remembered. Someone who still listened to the woods. But the mystery is only just beginning. What are the night runners waiting for, and why now? In the next episode, the clues lead the kids to Fog Drop Bluff, where the wind speaks if you know how to listen. For now, snuggle up, imagine hooves hidden in the mist, and rest easy. Good night, Port Cache.
Love this mystery? Like and subscribe to LunarWave for more adventures under the stars.